Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, the honor spent to the apostles, and those that great millstone who rule well, and to us is 100% truth. Much peace and blessings be unto you, hopeful. Let us push not this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. To all you, I can message Shalom. I'm the accurate. I'm from the servants Yahweh Shai Cam coming in with a quick lesson, which this is gonna be entitled "Fishes of Men," but I'm gonna start my own little series on the channel called Random Verses of the Day. Just entitled it RVD for short, Fishes of Men. And the precept that I found on the internet was the book of Matthew, the 4th chapter, verse 19. But I'm gonna start off at verse 18. It reads, "And Yahweh Shai walking by the sea of Galilee saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And he saith unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. And they straightway left their nets and followed him." Which when Yahweh Shai said fishers of men, and that was significant and metaphorical for having those same men go out and teach. And in this same book, I'm going to get out the book of Matthew, the 28th chapter. What the Yahweh Shai command the disciples to go and teach, right? And by fish, he meant to bring about believers into the fold, right? Because what the Yahweh Shai come here to do, he came here for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, correct? So I'm going to get that actually after this. But this is the book of Matthew, the 28th chapter, verse 18. And Yahweh Shai came and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in heaven and on earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen. Referring to to this day, circa 2023, the prophecies. But when he made the mention, teach all nations, going back to Matthew 1 and 21. He came here for his people. Those nations are talking about the Israelites. And in my notes, I forget where, I wrote the fact that when he made the mention nations, we were referring to foreigners dwelling in the land of the natives. And who are those foreigners? The Israelites. Because an example I was bringing out is the Apostle Peter, how when he directed the first epistle to the city, to the churches in Asia Minor, such as Laodicea, Cappadocia, and places to that sort. Those were all strangers. Strangers meaning a foreigner dwelling in the land, residing in the land of the natives, right? So those were all directed unto our people that were dwelling in those lands in Asia Minor. It wasn't actually referring to the actual natives of those territories, but our people that dwelt in those places, man. So that's why it's important to look back into the definitions, the old definitions to be exact, of the words you read in the scriptures, because keep in mind these were translated from the ancient words. Nowadays you have all these words being changed up and twisted. Now you got your modern day term for gay referring to a homosexual spirit, when back in the ancient world it was known as a happy man, a colorful, which is now where you get your fucking pride flag, because the rainbow is a colorful banner, But this is the book of Matthew. Chapter 10, verse, I'm gonna get out the book of chapter 15th. Yeah, chapter 15 is better. Verse 24 or verse 22. Actually, verse 21. My Bible share with me. 21. Then Yahweh Shai went thence and departed into the coasts of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coasts, and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. Which that devil, referring to a demon in this case. But he answered her not a word. And his disciple came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. And a woman's cry is very loud and grievous. It vexes you. You know, that's why the Lord intended, you know, that's why the Lord created that the woman to be so loud when she cried. You know, in the case of, you know, if there would be a case of rape, she would yell it to the top of her lungs, and everybody would go over there. You know, but going on, verse 24, the point right here. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. I see. So that bullshit doctrine, excuse my French, you know, the Lord, coming here for all the nations on the earth, you know, referring to all the heathen as well. That's crap, man. That's a little crap. You know, ain't no account of Yahushua coming back down here for the fucking heathen. Hell no. You know, that was the case. We had a heathen-looking man, coming to this thing. Hey, that heathen-looking man is an Akia, man. That's an Israelite man right there. You know, something about speckled birds, and also in the book of Jeremiah, the 12th chapter, verse 9. Hey, see, so if you see an Edomite-looking fellow who comes into this thing, or you see him with the garments out there prophesying in the name of Yahweh by Shemel Shai, that's an Israelite man. You know, that's an Israelite man, ultimately. Which you got some men out there, you know, that kicked out certain brothers because they look like an Edomite. And that right there is off. You know, but there's a book of Jeremiah, the 12th chapter, verse 9, it says, all right, mine heritage unto me is a speckled bird. You look at a speckled bird, and it's very colorful. All right, you know, it has patches of blue, velvet, brown, you know, all types of colors, man. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field come to devour. But going back to the point, all right, fishers of men. You know, how would you be a fisher of men? Hey, by taking heed to what Yahweh Shai said. Hey, Yahweh Shai mentioned how, you know, he is a light, right? Hey, so Yahweh Shai teaches us these things. You know, we get knowledge. That's what it means to sup with them. Yahweh Shai, you know, breaking bread and giving us knowledge. You know, with that knowledge that we receive, we go out to the highways and hedges and feed it to the people. You know, feed my sheep, as Yahweh Shai said. But there's a book of John, the 8th chapter, verse 12, it says, Then spake Yahweh Shai again to them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. You know, so we're not walking a dead state, you know, because we understand better, you know, we understand better. Now, the things we did back in the past, you know, those ways are through. All right, going back to what King David said in the book of Psalms, the 119th chapter, if I'm mistaken. You know, therefore I hate every false way. With thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. But going back to verse 12, when we look to the Greek word for that word light, it goes back to the Greek word phos. If I'm mistaken, it's phos, not phos, because another the you know, is very significant. You know, with the pronunciations, it's always gotta be like an You know, so if I'm mistaken, it's phos. But it goes back to the outline of biblical usage. It means of truth. All right, so it's metaphorical for of truth and its knowledge, together with the spiritual purity associated with it, that which is exposed to the view of all, openly, publicly, reason, mind. The power, all right, the point right here, the power of understanding, especially more on spiritual truth. All right, so of truth and its knowledge, and the power of understanding. So that's what it's, you know, that's what it means, knowledge and understanding. You know, so you get this knowledge, and you know, then you're able to feed it into the people. You know, you're able to transmit it to the rest, right? Hey, because ain't no way you're gonna, you know, just proclaim Yahweh Bashman with shine, not even know a single precept. All right, that's why the Lord always had to where I can wait about 7 months to a year until he's, well enough fed to be able to go out to the highways and hedges and, you know, start breaking down scriptures. You know. All right, because like I always bring out, we're not supposed to ramble. We're supposed to, you know, teach precepts, man. Precepts. Right? So I just wanted to, you know, do a quick lesson on that. And I'm going to get out John 21, verse 15. It reads, "So when they had dined, Yahushua said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto me, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs." And the apostle Paul, being the head apostle of all of them from back in the ancient world, they learned from Yahushua directly. So all that knowledge that they were given, because what Yahushua did was he was building them up in the spirit, right? So after a certain extent of being built up, they're able to go out and teach, and they were able to hear because they received spiritual power as well. All right, but what was I gonna say? He said unto me, Feed my lambs. He said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. Lambs, sheep, they're interchangeable, and they're all referring to the Israelites. He saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto me, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua saith unto him, Feed my sheep. All right, and that's what we're commanded to do. Feed the sheep, man. We're not supposed to just hold in all the stuff we learned. No, it's just going to out of his belly shall flow living water. So they paraphrasing right there. Hey, we're supposed to be spewing out this word non-stop like a schizophrenic, just throwing a bit of humor. We're supposed to be, spewing out all this knowledge like somebody in a seizure. You know how in the seizure they start, foaming. And we're supposed to be kind of like that, with this word. We're supposed to be teaching like a maniac, And I'm, obviously speaking in a metaphorical way. All right, but we're supposed to be impatient to teach, right? Hey, Jeremiah even made the mention how this word it's like he made the mention how I will not speak in the name of the Lord, but this word was like a fire in my bones. And that was in Jeremiah the 29th chapter, if I'm mistaken, somewhere around there. But just a quick lesson on that, and Lord, what was an edifying lesson to the next one.